good characters, good side characters. There's a cat, there's a funny younger brother. It gives you a lot. 'Cause on this autumn night, you're holding me tight, and I don't wanna be anywhere but here in your heart. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Audrey, and today I am doing my first movie review on Weathering with You. It's really cool that when I went to go see it in theaters, they had these free little posters, so super cool, amazing art, definitely going on my wall. So before I get into the review, I'd just like to remind y'all that my new single is out. I produced and wrote it myself. You can find it literally anywhere online. Spotify, any streaming platforms, it is there, and I appreciate the listen. So let's get into the video. I literally made notes for this so I wouldn't get lost. So these are my thoughts watching the movie the first time around. I do have some new thoughts because I had seen the movie once, and then the very next day I went back and saw it again with my boyfriend and his friends, because I felt like I didn't really get to digest the whole movie well the first time around. I was so busy paying attention to the plot and like what was gonna happen next that I didn't get to really notice the music as much and like the little things, you know, that you notice more the second time around watching a movie. So I'm very lucky that I got to see it twice because it was only showing for 2 days in my city. So I'm very excited and thankful that I got to see it twice on the big screen, because it is a very different experience than watching it on your computer or your phone or something like that. So I unfortunately didn't get to see Kimi no Nawa on the big screen. I watched it on my computer. So let me tell y'all my journey of anime. Your Name, also known as Kimi no Nawa, was the first anime movie I'd ever watched. I wasn't really into it at all until one night I randomly decided to watch it, and I was on the edge of my seat that entire movie. I would pause it just to scream and be like, what is going on? What is happening? Oh my god. I hadn't been that invested in a movie in so long, and no movie had made me feel that way in so long. So immediately I became a fan of Makoto Shinkai, and this is the only other movie of his that I've seen. I need to go watch the older ones because I know that people complain that his stories before Your Name weren't as captivating, but the movies themselves were just beautiful works of art. So I definitely want to go back and watch some of his old stuff just to see it. I know 5 centimeters per second is really good, and Gardens of something. But yeah, I definitely want to go see those as well. Also, my cat is also going to be in this video. Very nice appearance from her. So the first time around, I actually didn't love the movie. I thought it was great, don't get me wrong. It was absolutely beautiful. But it didn't give me the same feeling as Your Name, and I was unfortunately comparing it to Your Name. I think that's just natural to do since it's the only other movie of his I've seen, and they both have similar themes of star-crossed lovers. So I was almost not disappointed, but it's not Your Name. But it's completely own story, and it's a beautiful story. And the animation is absolutely beautiful. I would even say it's better than Your Name visually. And the second time watching it, I enjoyed it much more. And I also think that has to do with the audience. So the first time watching it, the audience didn't really laugh out loud. People didn't really freak out or anything. But the second time, like, the audience was very vocal. And I personally just have more fun watching a movie when people are like that. More jokes hit right because people were laughing out loud. Because you know when like an audience is super quiet and you just feel like you can't laugh, like you're not allowed to laugh because everyone's so quiet? That's very much like how it was, the vibe, the first time I watched it. Like, I was in a better mood while watching it, and I just definitely thought the second time watching it was much better, and I noticed more, and I could actually enjoy the movie now that I knew what happened, if that makes sense. And I could appreciate the story more and the characters more and all of that. So let's start with the technical parts and what I wrote down. I am kind of comparing it to Your Name. Sorry if that bothers anybody, but I did think that the story develops better love-wise. So like romance-wise, I think there was a better love story development because you actually get to see the characters together for the majority of the film, which I really loved. It was so annoying not being able to see Mitsuha and Taki in the same place until like more than halfway through the movie. So if you're a romance person, this movie, you'll love it. You get to see them spend time together, grow together, learn about each other. So I thought that was really cool. Hadaka. I think that's how you say his name. Hadaka? It's been a minute. It's been like a few days since I've seen the movie. Hadaka? Hadoka? Hadaka. I'm sorry, it's Hodaka. I think. So you have Hadaka and Hina as the main two characters. And Hadaka, you find out that he's running away from home, but you never know why he's running away from home or if his situation is that bad. You don't know if there's like abuse going on in his house. You don't know if it's just boring. They don't really like show you flashbacks of his life, and that bothered me a little. I was like, I want to know about this character. Like, I want to know his backstory. You don't really get any backstory on him. And with Hina, you kind of find out her backstory, but not too much. I just would have liked that better if they gave more backstory, but I get that it's only a 2-hour movie and they don't have that much time, so, you know. The brother. If you've seen the movie, you know that the brother was such a good sidekick of the movie. I heard some people like wished he was in it more, but I thought it was a good amount. So Hina's brother just steals the show so many times. He has so many one-liners. He's so funny. And like I just thought it was a really nice touch of humor since not a lot of the movie is serious, but you know, it's like a big disaster fantasy, so there's like a bunch of big problems, and he's just a nice touch of humor, and you really sympathize and care about him, and you want him to be safe, and you want Hina to be safe, so he's introduced in such a funny way, and he's just a really funny character. I stan. There is a surprise in there. There's a surprise in the movie that I didn't expect, and it just made me so happy, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you go see it. You know what I'm talking about. There's just like 2 little Easter eggs in there, and it just made me so happy to see, and I love that he did that for fans of his previous works. The music is the same exact artist that did the soundtrack for Your Name. I think they're called Radwimps. They are just amazing. I thought the track was so beautiful. It wasn't as memorable in my head, melody-wise, as Your Name was, but it's still just as beautiful, and I've gone back and listened to the soundtrack, and the more I listen to it, the more it is recognizable, and I can kind of recall scenes and stuff like that. And I noticed they did put some of the same melodies that were in Your Name in a couple of tracks, which I thought was really cool. The music's just beautiful. It's a lot more futuristic than Your Name, which I also appreciated. I put down cute cat. I love how in most animes there's always a cat. I don't know, I just feel like there's always a cat that pops up and is like a little cute character. There's a cat in the movie throughout the whole thing, and it just really makes me happy to see him every single time. So my one complaint with this movie, which happened both times, I just didn't get too emotional. Like, I would acknowledge that there was emotional parts, and I would feel sad or like feel happy, but it never really took me there. I didn't cry, and I'm a person who cries at movies a lot. Like, I'm a crier sometimes. Your Name made me bawl my eyes out like more than once, and for some reason I just didn't get there with this movie. I don't know what it was. I thought maybe the second time around I would, but I just didn't cry. I don't know. I just didn't. It didn't have me as on the edge of my seat as Your Name did, but it still did, in a sense. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's very like, there's a long chase in like halfway through, and there's like a motorcycle chase, and it's really epic and awesome. There was one part where I got a little emotional, but again, I didn't cry. Like, the tears did not fall from my face. So that doesn't make the movie any less good though. But I do enjoy a good cry now and then from a movie. Yeah, again, I wrote, why are they running away? You just don't get to know enough of their backstories, which bothers me. You know Hina's mom died, which isn't really a spoiler. You see that right away in the beginning. You know that her mom died, but you don't know about her dad. Where's the dad in the picture? You just, a lot of questions are left unanswered, which it's not a huge deal, but I would like to know, because I feel like if I had more backstory, it would help me connect to the characters more and make me want to root for them, you know what I mean? And I think that's why I didn't get too emotional, is because I just didn't feel as connected to them. I don't know why. Okay, I put that I didn't grasp the plot's meaning as much. So, again, I'm comparing it to Your Name. You know how Your Name kind of ties in, like, old Japanese traditions and religion to kind of make you understand, like, the red string of two souls or something like that, that connect you to your soulmate, that can, like, tangle and break, but it'll always be back and you'll always find your person. And that kind of that was like a theme throughout the whole movie, and the thing with the sake and all of that, like putting her soul into this drink. And you know, there's like the fate, the story of fate, and how they were meant to find each other and they were meant to save this village of people. And it just made more sense to me. Like, the plot clicked. I wasn't left with that many questions. Everything made sense to me, even if it wasn't my culture and things that I knew about. They taught me that in the movie. And this one is definitely more fantasy based. You're more stuck in Tokyo, in like the concrete jungle, so you don't know exactly why. Like, they kind of tie in culture things like that. There's this one part where like they meet a grandpa or something, and he tells them about like the weather maiden or something like that, and there's like sunshine girls. And after watching like the interview that Shinkai did, I kind of understood a little bit more what he was doing. He was trying to make weather like a character and shown as aggressive, because it was kind of tying into like climate change, global warming. And that's also what I loved about the whole movie, was it made you think, and it made you think about what choice would I have made, and just, I don't know, I love what he had to say. If you watch the interview about it, he talks about it way better than I could, but I do like what he did there, about tying it in with that. I put funny moments. There is a lot of little humor in this movie. I enjoyed it. They're like little chuckle moments, and I liked it, because I like when movies can be serious and funny at the same time. I just really appreciate that. That's why I don't exactly like watching straight action movies or straight, you know, comedy movies. Like, I like when a movie can kind of give me a little bit of everything, and that's exactly what this movie does. So thumbs up for that. I put good chemistry. I felt like the characters did have really good chemistry, especially because there's this like piece of information you don't know until later, but after you know this information, you like ship them even more. And I don't know, I just really liked the characters together. I thought they were cute. It felt very natural. It didn't feel like they were forcing two protagonists together. It just felt like they had chemistry. There is a beautiful quote near the end of the movie, and it just stuck with me, and I thought it was really sweet. And it literally made my boyfriend tear up a little. And I don't want to say it because you'll just know when you see it, but there's like a very beautiful quote, and it's just very heartwarming, because it shows that love can be selfish and more powerful than, I'm trying not to give stuff away. I also put not a sad ending. I appreciated the ending a lot, because although it was abrupt, the ending's a little abrupt. You like don't expect the movie to be over, and then it's just kind of over, and you're like, oh, okay, it's over. But I liked that it kind of did what I wasn't expecting it to do, and I was like, okay, this is a happy ending. Like, I'm content. So for my final thoughts, was it as good as Your Name? That's subjective. I enjoyed watching Your Name more, in the sense that it made me feel a roller coaster of emotions, but I also felt more calm watching this one. And I do think it's not completely fair to compare them, because I saw a comment that said like, after you make a masterpiece, how do you top it? If I had never seen Your Name before, this would be absolutely like amazing, one of the best animes I've ever seen, you know? But since Your Name is a thing, it's definitely like Your Name and then this movie. So I think if you love Makoto Shinkai's movies, you're gonna love this one. It's an amazing story, very good development, amazing animation, beautiful visuals, great music, everything you could want in a good anime. Good characters, good side characters. There's a cat, there's a funny younger brother. It gives you a lot, and it has sad moments, it has happy moments, it leaves you with questions. It sends a good message, I think. It not necessarily a good message, it just makes you think. And I think that if any film makes you think, it has done its job. So yes, I was gonna say what Fox and Anime said. So if you want a better impact story, you would watch Your Name. But if you want a better visual and better love story, you would watch Weathering with You. I think you should see both movies if you haven't, and it's definitely worth a watch. It is worth paying to go see. I saw it twice because I loved it so much and I wanted to really soak it in the second time. It's funny, it's cute, it's great. 10 out of 10, love it. And I can't wait till it comes out on somewhere where I can watch it online. That would be nice to be able to watch it online. 10 out of 10. I very much enjoyed it. I've also been thinking about doing a Mitsuha themed ASMR video because I dressed up as her for Halloween and I think it would just be a really cute idea. But I don't know what the ASMR video would be. Like, I thought of maybe like Mitsuha explaining her love story or like Mitsuha going to a cafe with Mitsuha and I just talk as I imagine she would talk to you and be like telling her life story or something. And I just thought it'd be a cute idea. So if y'all want to see that, let me know. Let me know what animes I should watch because I am very new to this whole world. I haven't seen a lot, but I do not like action very much. I like fluffy romantic stuff. So if you have any good fluffy romantic animes or slice of life, leave them down below. I'd love to check them out in my free time. So yeah, thank you for watching, and please check out my previous videos and my song on iTunes or Spotify, whatever you like. It is on there. So thank you guys for watching.
Sip, sip, sip.